Being as a network of several bodies coming together to pursue an idea of reducing the gender-based violence incidents or the burden in Zamfara State. As you can see, it's a partnership forum where we have several kind of persons and organizations, including the civil society, the media, the security agencies, both local and the corporate bodies and corporate securities, and including other organizations that border around human rights and also protectors of human rights violators and also monitoring. So these organizations have agreed to come together to fight a common cause. And that is why we are here. This is our quarterly meeting where we come and review what has been done in the previous quarter and then reflect on the issues, the challenges, and then successes and otherwise, and then plan for the next quarter. That is the essence of this particular meeting every particular quarter of the three months. And this is the second quarter meeting. So we hope to continue with this. And one of the important aspects of this meeting is to review our progress. What have you been doing at various organizations? Like I said, it's a combination of various organizations. So each organization has opportunity to present what they do in respect of reducing the burden of gender-based violence. What has been the work of the organizations, various organizations, in respect to gender-based violence monitoring? How far has the cases, has they been swollen? Has they been increased in these cases or reduction in these cases? How far have they gone in trying to prosecute these cases to their logical conclusion? How far they have gone with the challenges they have faced in doing that? So since we are coming to review that, we usually receive reports that shows, so based on what we have received today, it has shown increase in the number of cases. Significant increase, because in the last quarter we reported like 300 or thereabout, but now they are reporting over 600 cases. Even in the SAC center, we have more than 600 cases of gender-based violence. Although we have challenges of even trying to distinguish between gender-based violence and other domestic violence and so on. But those that were screened to be gender-based violence cases are actually, the number is increasing in Zamfara State, and it's unfortunate that it's increasing despite all this effort. One of the key things that we have realized that caused the increase is long trial of our perpetrators. Some of them, as reported by the people here, can stand for 4 years on trial. Instead of having speedy trial of these perpetrators, let's have a summary trial of these people. When they confess, when they write their statement with the police and everything, they say they have done this thing. Let's speedily trial them and then punish those perpetrators. That will reduce the burden, that will reduce the number of cases, because the essence of punishment is to serve as deterrents to others. So that's one of the issues that we are looking at. There should be trial and speedy trial of these cases, and then human rights bodies that are here, they are watching to see if this is is happening. We have been calling on government to implement the BAF law. This BAF law have all stated the period within which this case can be tried and finished. But the implementation is very slow. Some of these judges didn't have copies of this law. Some of the civil society has no copies. I'm sure some of the media houses has no copies of this BAF law. Talk less of its operational guidelines. Talk less of its implementation. So we are looking at seeing this BAF law being implemented. Let's state government, I'm calling on the governor to implement this BAF law. Let's have a workable and actionable action plan that will roll out the implementation of BAF law so that everybody will be happy, because it's going to checkmate most of these challenges we are facing, especially issue of trial, especially issue of identification of perpetrators, especially issues to do with the perpetrators' families that used to, at a point, quit from the case. It's one of the issues we are facing. Somebody is pursuing your case and all of a sudden you say you are not interested. So the BAP law will now you agree with me when it is implemented, that aspect of say I'm not going into that issue is going to become not issue again, because this is a crime to the state. Whether the relation is willing to pursue it or is not willing, the state should pursue it. And that is why we call our people that they should identify these cases, report them appropriately. Even if the relations are not interested, it's a crime to the state. So that does not stop us from pursuing that case. So we are saying that the government should do that. And then we have also talked about the issue of mobile courts of distance. There should be all these courts be established. The law provides for mobile courts. And also we have called about this funding, gender-based violence funds. Just like Security Trust Fund, Education Trust Fund, we have Gender-Based Violence Trust Fund, because most of these perpetrators, they are from poor families. They cannot pursue their cases due to the high cost of legal fees, and they cannot even feed themselves. Some of them cannot even, their livelihood is at stake. But when we have the funds within which somebody can draw from, it's going to solve a lot of problems. So we are calling on the government to establish all these things, all these funds, so that it's going to ease the implementation of the Buffalo. And then other laws that also are complementary is disability law and also the social protection laws that are all passed in the state. All of them have been passed in the state, but the implementation is very slow. And that is why we are still having problems. So we call on government to really come to implement. We are willing to support the government to implement this, and we are partner to government. We are not radicals. We are always supporting government programs. We are complementing government programs. We are not competing with the government, and we are not antagonizing. So that is the brief of what I can say. But now, except if you have questions, you can ask your questions. Other subsidiary laws, yes. Yes, like I said, if somebody is punished, people will be deterred from committing those offenses. So it's going to be reduced. And part of it, there's also awareness section, where there will be awareness creation about these issues. Everybody should know about it and so on. So it's going to, I believe, it's going to help in reducing the number of cases. Yeah, the achievement most of us recorded are actually sensitizing the citizens. Citizens are becoming aware that there exist some services that these perpetrators or survivors of gender-based violence can tap into, especially legal services, especially the health care services, psychosocial services. We made noise about all this. It's one of the things that we have succeeded in doing. Two, our cooperation and unity. As you can see now, we have united to be one family. All of us here are willing and ready. That unity is a success for us, because for organizations like this to agree to come to fight this thing is one of the big successes that we have. And three, we have also mobilized some little resources to pursue this thing. That's why one of our members is willing to pay 5,000 to every client identified for gender-based violence, like victims of gender-based violence. 5,000 naira is allocated to them, just a stipend to them to take care of their disease. And some of us have pursued cases. We are also monitoring cases in the court right now. And that is one of the successes of this network so far.
Any challenge?
Yes, we have highlighted the challenge even during our meeting today. One of the challenges that this insecurity is still challenging us as well. The way it's challenging everybody. We need to go into remote areas, crisis front areas, to engage these communities, but there's no way you can go there because you are alive first. So it's one of the challenges we are facing. Two, we are having issue of funding. The funds are not adequate. They are just inadequate. We need to have funding to pursue all these things. And number three is a capacity gap. We have identified that some of us are actually having issues with the capacity in terms of knowledge in this area, access to justice, stability, accountability, and also gender-based violence concepts and processes, especially the new concepts and the new knowledge. So it's so lacking in our own network. That is why we call on development agencies to support in capacity development and funding. And also we have identified some few weaknesses among ourselves in terms of commitment to the work. And we have said that we have resolved today that we'll be more committed to ensure that this work that we say we want to do is being done effectively and efficiently, inshallah.